Welcome back, Steelies. I am DanieSteel. Let's get right into it. A civil rights icon is fighting not only for her record to be fully expunged, but for her very legacy. On December 1st, 1955, in Montgomery, Alabama, Rosa Parks rejected a white bus driver's order to vacate a row of 4 seats in the colored section of the bus in favor of a white passenger, once the white section had been filled. But what many Americans don't know is that another young black girl had already risked her life to do the very same thing. Claudette Colvin was born Claudette Austin, September 5th, 1939. She is a pioneer of the 1950s civil rights era, so why haven't you heard her story? Claudette was only 15 when she boldly and bravely refused to give up her seat on the bus for a white passenger. Understand that those who control society control the historical narrative. Rosa Parks was a pioneer whose sacrifices will never be forgotten. But she did not originate the idea of protesting segregation with a bus sit-in. Lesser-known activists who paved the way before her included Baynard Rustin in 1942, Irene Morgan in 1946, Lily Mae Bradford in 1951, Sarah Louise Keyes in 1952, and the members of the ultimately successful Browder versus Gale 1956 lawsuit to challenge bus segregation in the city of Montgomery, Alabama. Those plaintiffs included Claudette Colvin, Aurelia Browder, Susie McDonald, and Mary Louise Smith, who were arrested in Montgomery for not giving up their bus seats months before Parks. On March 2nd, 1955, 9 months before Rosa Parks was arrested, 15-year-old Claudette Colvin was arrested for refusing to give up her seat to a white passenger as she returned home from segregated schooling at Booker T. Washington High School. According to the backwards segregated rules, black passengers were legally obligated to stand for white passengers as seats filled up. The first 10 seats in the front row of the bus were for whites only. That was the law, and Colvin knew it. Colvin went on to say, and so as the bus proceeded on downtown, more white people got on the bus. Eventually, the bus got full capacity, and a young white lady was standing near the 4 of us. She was expecting me to get up. The white bus driver demanded the 4 women vacate their seats for Becky. Claudette refused. A policeman was called, and she was arrested. By the time she had turned 16, Claudette became pregnant by an older man. The NAACP thus decided Rosa Parks was the best candidate for seeing through a court challenge after her arrest for civil disobedience and violating Alabama segregation laws, and that she was best suited to inspire the black community to boycott the Montgomery buses for over a year. At the time, Claudette was young. She became pregnant at 16. Her skin was dark. Perhaps attributes the NAACP felt would not likely inspire the black collective. Claudette's story is a lesson in how we fail our civil rights predecessors and allowed many to fade into obscurity. Ms. Colvin was charged with assaulting a police officer during her arrest, clearly trumped-up charges from an unapologetically racist legal system. She later moved to New York, living in fear of indefinite probation in her hometown. My conviction for standing up for my constitutional right terrorized my family and relatives who knew only that they were not to talk about my arrest and conviction because people in town knew me as that girl from the bus, she said. The now 82-year-old Colvin would like her juvenile record expunged completely for the sacrifices she made for all American people. She's earned it.
That February, like I said, mentally, my mindset was on freedom.
All right.
And my mindset was on the heroes, the women, especially the women, Sojourner Truth and Harriet Tubman. So I was not going to move that day. I told them that history had me glued to the seat. And as a student and a graduate of Alabama State University, you just have to inspire the people that you know to keep on pushing and keep the struggle going, because it is not over. We still have to continue to fight for our freedom and our rights.
Claudette wants a court in Montgomery to wipe away a record that her lawyer said has cast a shadow over the life of a largely unsung hero of the civil rights movement. I am an old woman now. Having my records expunged will mean something to my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren, and it will mean something for other Black children, Colvin said, who has since returned to live in Birmingham, Alabama. In a supposedly post-racial America, this injustice should never have happened. I once had someone tell me racism doesn't exist because we had a Black president. America claims to be the moral compass of the world, but has so much work to do from within. The call is coming from inside the house. America can never thank civil rights pioneers and revolutionaries enough for their sacrifice. This will be a step in the right direction. The U.S. and the city of Montgomery need to make this right. Expunge Claudette Colvin's record now. Give her her flowers while she's still here. And to that brave queen, Miss Colvin, who sat so we could stand, we thank you, we honor you, we love you. And we will not let your sacrifices be in vain. I am my ancestors. Thank you for watching.
Come on in. All right, cameras, if you'll back up.